The rain fell in steady sheets, a relentless downpour that seemed to echo the turmoil inside her heart. She clutched her umbrella tightly, its edges trembling in the wind, as she took her first step into the sprawling, foreboding mansion. Shadows danced across the towering walls, and the eerie creak of the gate closing behind her sent a chill up her spine. She didn't belong here, not in this place, with its cold air and suffocating silence. But it wasn't her choice to come. As she stood in the grand entryway, trying to steady her breath, she felt it, the sensation of being watched. Her gaze darted across the dimly lit room, searching for something, anything, but finding only emptiness, or so she thought. A low chuckle echoed from the shadows, and then he emerged. His crimson eyes gleamed with amusement, his smile predatory. "Welcome," he said, his voice smooth yet unsettling. The girl, Yui, barely managed to whisper a reply. She didn't know it yet, but she had just stepped into a world far darker than she could imagine. Yui wasn't alone for long. One by one they appeared. Each figure carried an air of danger, sharp smiles, piercing gazes, and a presence that seemed to consume the very space around them. Brothers, yet so different. Some greeted her with cold indifference, others with mocking delight. Why were they all so drawn to her? As the night deepened, their intentions became clearer. These weren't ordinary men. No, their sharp fangs and insatiable thirst revealed the truth. They were vampires. And she was their prey. But there was something about her, something that held them back from completely consuming her. Was it her innocence, her courage, despite the fear in her eyes? Or perhaps something deeper. Days turned into nights, and Yui found herself entangled in their twisted lives. She was no longer just a guest in the mansion. She was part of their games, their feuds, their desires. Each brother seemed to want something different from her. One sought control, another craved her submission, and a few simply enjoyed watching her squirm under their gaze. Loneliness, a humanity long buried beneath their immortal facades. Life had been forgettable. Why did they act the way they did? What pasts were they hiding behind their charming yet cruel masks? One night, as she wandered the mansion, Yui stumbled upon a hidden room. Inside, she found a tattered diary, its pages filled with cryptic writings. The entries spoke of a curse, of a twisted legacy that bound the brothers to their dark fates. What was this curse, and why did you feel like it had something to do with her? Yui's days became a delicate balancing act. Every interaction was a test of survival. Trust the wrong brother, and she could lose everything. But could she trust any of them? And yet, despite her fears, she couldn't ignore the connection she felt with some of them. One, in particular, seemed to draw her closer. His words were harsh, but his actions hinted at something else, an unspoken desire to protect her. Could he truly care for her, or was it just another manipulation, another way to keep her under their control? What would you do in her place? Could you trust someone who sees you as both a companion and prey? As the full moon rose one fateful night, everything came to a head. The brothers grew restless, their gazes darker, their tempers shorter. Something was coming, something they couldn't stop. Yui, too, felt it. A strange sensation stirred within her, a pull she couldn't explain. It was as though the mansion itself was alive, its very walls whispering secrets she wasn't ready to hear. And then it happened. A confrontation, raw and brutal, that revealed the truth about the brothers, their curse, and her own role in their twisted world. The one she thought she could trust turned his back on her. Or did he? Yui stood at the heart of the mansion, her pulse racing. Each brother now stood in a line, their eyes filled with emotion she couldn't decipher, hate, desire, and something almost human that made her doubt everything she knew. The diary's secrets now lay bare before her, and it was clear she was not an innocent bystander. She was key to their fate. The room went silent as the eldest brother stepped forward, his voice low. "You have a choice, Yui. The fate of us all depends on what you decide now." The storm outside raged, matching the turmoil within her. Should she fight to reclaim her freedom, or sacrifice herself to break their curse? With a trembling hand, she took a step forward, eyes locked with the brother who had once shown her kindness. Was this truly the moment where loyalty and betrayal merged into one? The story ends with Yui standing in the mansion's grand hall, her heart pounding as she faces a choice she never wanted to make. Around her, the brothers watch, their eyes filled with emotions they refuse to voice. Who can she trust? And what will happen if she chooses wrong? The answers remain a mystery, but one thing is certain, her journey with them is far from over. With the night cloaking them all, will Yui find the strength to escape, or will she fall deeper into their web? Only time will tell. If you're as intrigued as we are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next chapter. This is just the beginning of Yui's dark, twisted tale.